I tell you, we have a master of movement, dance, song, acting, Mr. Bernard BJ Smith.
BJ!
Joe Seabe, how you doing?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too, my talented friend. What's
And
happening?
nothing. Can't complain. Just enjoying life. With new things and all.
That's it.
Yeah, and also I want to ask you a question, like
Sure.
because everybody from Performer Studio, even me, like we all know that you can play like amazing instruments and even play a lot of good songs too. Even when
Thank you.
So when you help us create new lyrics and also teaching us new things, and also because I always wanted to ask you, what was your most achievement in life as a musician?
What was my, well, I mean, I consider, everything that I do, I consider myself, I'll tell you this, BJ, I consider myself a student of life. And, in the grand scheme of life, we're only here a very, very short time. Life goes so fast. And before you know it, the people that we love are gone, and, time goes like that. And so in the brief time that we're here, you have milestones in your life, things that you consider achievements, or, I think my first achievement musically was getting my band a record contract. Sick Vicky, my band started out as like just a garage band in a garage, and we went from the garage to playing little crappy clubs to playing 3,000 seaters to playing outdoor festivals and things like that. We were playing for thousands of people, so I considered that a good achievement. Looking at people in the audience singing every word of a song that I wrote in my living room. Wow. That felt really good too. Every person out there knows every word to the song. And I'm like, man, I wrote that on my coffee table in my mom's house, So that feels good. That's an achievement. And then moving away from Philadelphia when I needed to grow. I needed to change my scenery. I was sort of like in a little bad headspace when I left Philly, because the music industry can chew you up and spit you out. Let me say that. And I had some problems with grasping with how in 1 week I went from being in the back of a limousine with the vice president of a record company to 2 weeks later suddenly driving a forklift at like Costco.
Wow.
And and having to get a regular job, and then hearing about your band's success on the radio while you're at that crappy job. Things like that. So with every victory you have pitfalls. But you know what? It makes the victory so much sweeter. If you only had victories and no pitfalls, you'd have nothing to judge it against, right? So sometimes we need some failures to make the victories seem even more victorious, right?
Yes.
And in my traveling to find who I was at that point, I went to North Carolina and had this other incredible life, and people I met that were incredible. And I learned even more when I got there. So again, I refer to myself more as a student of life. I'm a student of life. I just listen. I listen to everyone around me, even if sometimes if I don't seem like I am. I'm listening to everything, and I'm taking it in. And especially people that really are successful and do things, I really listen to them, because they did it, and I want to do it too, and or to their level. My next one was moving north to North Carolina and coming to Los Angeles. And then coming to Los Angeles with barely, $2,000 saved up. And now looking back, I have a house, I have a wife, I have you guys who I love so much. I get to write music every day and get paid for it. Mm. I have music on television. I'm proud of that too. That's another accomplishment. Everything I own, everything I'm wearing, from the clothes on my back to the room I'm sitting in right now, was all paid for with music.
Sound like you just kept on going, nonstop. And
yeah, well, like some people said, well, you never made it to be famous. I'm like, well, you know what? I ended up really not wanting to be famous because I was very close to it for a long time. And people that are famous, they live in a goldfish bowl. They have no privacy. They have no personal life, or they have it, but not very much. And what I wanted to do was, I wanted to be that guy that writes all the songs on the radio. And no one knows me or cares about me. But when they come over my house and see all the platinum records on my wall, they're like, oh my God, you wrote that song? I'm like, yeah. See, I can walk in a 7-Eleven as that guy. But like Britney Spears can't walk in a 7-Eleven like that. You see what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
I want rock star money with a private life.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the goal.
I tell you, it's you're I gotta come to your class more often. You're like inspiring me so much.
Oh, thank you, David. I'm just giving you my assessment of life so far. Looking out these eyes, I don't know, everyone else's experiences, I'm sure, are just as potent and awe-inspiring,
Well, yeah. And I see why, everybody loves you. Everybody loves you, and they just
they love you too. Everybody loves you, me included.
Well, we
David
are
Zimmerman
family.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it, mister.
Oh my God, BJ, great question. Thank you.
I hope that answered your question, BJ.
It really did. It's good to hear how strong you kept on going and for your dreams, and you just keep on going no matter what. And you were more than just watching. You were also a student that listened to what the artist was saying, and also you were listening to yourself to just keep on moving forward, no matter what happens. Just keep on moving forward.
Yeah.
Well, let me say, BJ, you are an incredible artist yourself, and you are so talented. And there's nothing stopping you either. The sky is the limit for you, brother.
Thank you.
I mean that from the heart. That's from the heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Bernard BJ Smith.
Yep.
Thank you, my friend. Well, we've got Michaela, the beautiful Michaela.
Michaela. Oh, there she is.
Question, David.
Yeah.
Joe.
David, okay.
What was your favorite band did you play in when you were with two of your band, Joe?
Well, I played in a lot of groups, a lot of bands when I was younger. From high school, I played with a lot of people. And then it was fun doing that. We played at the auditorium at a lot of my schools, high schools and middle schools. I played all those kind of things. I played for all the students at my middle school. We had a giant auditorium, fit about 400 people in there, and that was my first real taste at playing to a big crowd, and that was fun. It was really fun. My first band was like my neighborhood friends, my neighborhood buddies who I grew up with. We were all learning around the same time, so we were just banging away on our instruments, trying to make music,
Yeah.
and having fun doing it, being loud and making, cranking up the guitars in the garage. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then, as I went on getting more serious, well, the band that really, my favorite band was Sick Vicky because it was my band. I found each member of that band. I handpicked every guy in that group. So it was my project and it was my pet project. So I would have to say Sick Vicky was my favorite.
Did you guys eat lunch after the band was over?
Did we what?
Did you guys eat lunch after?
Well, we ate lunch a lot together. Not afterwards so much because I moved away.
Where'd you go?
I came here to California. Well, first I went to North Carolina, and then from North Carolina, I went to California.
That sounds fun. Is it a book?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how to draw.
What great questions.
It's
What
good. It's
great
good.
questions.
Check
We-
this out. And
Yeah,
you draw.
thank you.
Yeah,
Michaela, for
Monjane now
wonderful
too.
question.
Look, Michaela and Monjane. I love it. Thank you, Michaela.
Thanks, honey.
Go back.
Hi, TV.
Start.
Manager.
How you doing? That's
Good, good. We're doing great. How are you doing?
Okay. Do you have get background extra works music video?
With
Wait,
the video?
did you hear that?
So
You
do you
heard it?
have background to work with video?
Yeah, extra work and music video.
Do I have music videos?
No, you do have when get background work to music video.
Have you done background work in music videos?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been in a couple. Yeah,
You heard it?
yeah,
That was
yeah.
great.
I've been in a couple. I took a lot of the guys from the studio to a few too, actually. So
Thank you.
I love it.
yeah, good
That was-
question.
That was a good question. Thank you.
Thank you,
Monjane.
Manager.
Oh my goodness. All right. I think it's Katie Kennedy time.
Oh, Rainbow Bright Time. It's always the right time with Bright Time. There you go. Bright time is the right time. That's what I say. Hi, Katie. What's your question, sweetheart?
Oh, I like that song, brilliant. I so like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Which song, honey?
And I think you play the piano.
Oh, the
You
one I
can
played
tell
on the
from the
piano?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. That's so nice of you to say.
Oh, I
Thank
love
you for
that.
the compliment. And Katie, you are so talented yourself, sweetheart. You are such a you're such a great dancer, and you sing really good, and you draw really good, and you have such an incredible sense of fashion. I think you should have your own
Thank you,
show on
Jerry.
TikTok. That's what
Right. A fashion show.
You should have your own fashion show on TikTok. That's what I think.
The Katie Kennedy fashion show.
I love it. I'll write your theme song. How's that?
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Katie Kennedy.
That's a good.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
You know who's next? Next is Mr. Mark Wells.
Mark Wells. I love Mark Wells, my friend. Where is he?
He's
Right here.
Mark Wells. How are you, my friend?
Different. It's different. It's different here.
Where are you? You home?
Sin City.
You're in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just got here
man.
Tuesday.
Put $2 on the dummies for me, would you?
Yeah. I got
All
some
right.
questions.
What's your question, my friend?
What is your favorite PASW moment or game changer in your career?
Wow, great question. I think Recovered and The
From
Alternative.
2009 to the present.
I think both of those were a great accomplishment by all of us, you included. The Alternative, and Recovered. Definitely.
Very good.
Oh,
Those were groundbreaking shows. And you guys, I mean, I did the technical work. You guys breathed life into something that made it bigger than me, bigger than you, bigger than all of it. It became its own thing. And that's what made it so incredible. And that we all did it together. Man, I felt so close to every one of you guys when we were done that show, and we came in the next week for just to talk about the shows and have camaraderie and eat lunch together and just talk about the shows. That to me was as fun as the shows itself. You know what I mean? The wonderful time we spent together reminiscing about the show was just as fun as the show.
That's
do you have to work very, very hard to get all these shows accomplished right here?
Yeah, all of us did. I mean, you worked hard. You did a lot of the hard work, man.
Mark Wells, thank you.
Great question, Mark.
Wells. That was
Really
great.
good question. Wow.
Really good. Hey, I know Linda couldn't put it on the computer, so she's raising her hand here for a long time.
Oh, Linda, what do you got, sweetie?
We got Linda.
My
Hi,
girl.
you.
Hi, my sweet Lindor, keeper of the chocolates.
Okay, I hear you.
Mhm.
You have a friend about Kiss.
Oh, in the band Kiss?
Yeah, you before coming here Paul.
Paul Stanley?
Yeah.
You know, I met Paul once. It's so funny because even though we had the same manager, Bill Aucoin from Kiss, you know, it's funny. Bill a couple times took us to the Philadelphia Spectrum when Kiss was playing, and we went backstage. We had backstage passes. We had all access pass. We get back there and Kiss wasn't even there. They already left for the hotel. Yeah, so that was like, it was just, you know, I think Paul wasn't feeling good that night. He just wanted to split he didn't want to hang out at the stadium, so he just went back to the hotel. But I hung out with the other bands, Black and Blue and Humble Pie. I hung out with them, and that was fun. But I've talked to Gene Simmons on the phone, but Ace Frehley I have worked with several times, and I have hung out with him several times. Just me and him, like having some beers and hanging out. Like we've had those days, and unfortunately, I've never met Peter Criss, the original drummer. Never met him. But I've emailed him. I wanted to produce for him. I wanted him to do a few songs, and I wanted to produce his songs, but he never got back to me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I might call. I might call Bill Aucoin's son, who I'm friends with still. I mean, not his son, his nephew.
Okay.
I might call his nephew because we're still close. I might have him call Peter because him and Peter are close. So I might get in touch with Peter that way. But yeah. It's funny, all those years of having the same manager as Kiss and only interacting with each member very few times. Me and Paul did meet at the NAMM show in California in, I think it was 2012 or 2011, maybe. I went to the NAMM show, which is the National Association of Musical Merchandising. And I went there with Johnny Five, the guitar player from Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson. And I met Paul there, but very briefly because Paul had to leave. But I talked to him for a few minutes, but that was really it. But yeah.
Very cool. The history again, Joe. Linda, thank you. What a great question.
Yeah, really good question.
Yeah. Oh, my pleasure. Well, again, the history you have, Joe,
Oh.
is incredible, and what you have brought it, how you bring it to everyone is it's wonderful.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Raquel Chavez.
Rocky. Rocky,
I'm
the girl I take long walks with on FaceTime.
Oh yeah, it's me. It's me.
I love doing that with you, Rocky. It's fun.
Me too.
Yeah.
I had two questions, Joe.
Yeah, sure.
The first one is, what inspired you be a songwriter, a musician, and a singer, and why?
Why am I those things?
Yeah, why?
I always had a passion for it, you know. Music was my salvation. You know, one of the greatest things about music was I could always go to my bedroom and escape into my own world of music. And I love that. Like, you know, my mom and dad, when I was young, or as a teenager, my mom and dad were getting separated. But before they separated, they fought a lot. And I didn't like to hear all that arguing and fighting. So I would go up in my room, and my escape was my music. You know,
Mhm.
it was a place I could go that nobody could tell me what to do. I was already in my room. Like when my mom sent me to my room as a punishment, she didn't understand it wasn't a punishment. It was like releasing me to creativity. So I guess, you know, that, you know, music just always was my way to relax and my way to escape and go to a beautiful place when things were ugly around me. And it still does that for me to this day, you know. When the world is just, you think the world is too sour, or everything feels too something, you can put on your headphones and get away and just get wrapped up in a song that takes you somewhere without actually, you know, the beauty of music is it takes you somewhere without even leaving your house. And I love that. And I think that's why I always loved music.